Hey everybody, this is Fixing Things, and I'm back on the garage, and we're gonna get something done today, right or wrong. Um, I to get my final inspection, I had to do at least three more things, and one was I had to put all around the edge here, on all the way around the whole building, um, a flashing, and I got the flashing down on the hard sides already, and I got to put it on the easy side, which is just tucking it up, letting it come over the edge of the um, foundation wall, which that's not a problem. Also, I have to get my uh, power line trenched in. Now, I'm not getting power put in this year, but for they require that the conduit be in the ground, and they only want to see some sight glasses or some sight pipes down in the ground to ensure that the pipe is there and it's under 24 inches, and they get a tape measure down in there. So the next thing is they wanted to on my piers, I got to make sure I got enough anchorage for those. So today we're going to be trenching in the power line over to the house. So I already done moved the me-haul truck. I took my black F350, hooked a chain to it, put it in four-wheel drive low, and pulled it right out. I'll show you the rear brakes did not come loose dragging it. So I dragged it 8 feet, because I got to trench that line in, and I didn't want it to go straight, even though that's the quickest route. I got a big tree sitting right here. Power line's it's going to start right here on this corner right here. You can see my son's tractor tire there, which has got his plow on it, and there's a tree right here. It's got some big roots that come over here. Now, when I dug the foundation, I didn't see there was no big roots, and the trees are still nice and healthy. And usually the big roots only go out about 10 to 15 feet, and then it's little branch roots from there, 20 feet at the most. So I plan on taking a route that's going to keep me away from the root ball of the tree. All the trees are starting to go dormant now, and the leaves are starting to turn. So if I hit a few roots, it's not going to be detrimental to the tree, and it should sprout off new feeder roots by the springtime. So this is the perfect time of the year to trench in lines, is in the fall of the year, and that way through the course of the winter it'll produce more feeder roots, and then when summertime hits, the top of the tree is not going to be starving for moisture and nutrients from the soil. So how am I going to do that? I'll show you. So here's my son's tractor. There's a couple of oil drips underneath it. Fuel maybe. Yeah, he's leaking fuel right there. He says he's been getting water in the hydraulic reservoir, which is also the gear oil. And he says it's leaking from here, but I don't see how it can be leaking from there. I think he's probably leaking from around either the gasket area or that, or maybe one of the bolts or something. Anyways, that's a different video. Perfectly nothing to see there. But here's his plow. And he says this thing will go 24 inches in the ground, no problem. Whew, I gotta back this joker up. I guess it's called because whatever was written here is gone now. It's the plow. So it's a pretty heavy duty plow. And his little tractor, which is just about the same horsepower as mine, it's a little bit bigger tractor. he says seems to handle it no problem. It's the something or other. There's the something or other. I have no idea. If some of you all know exactly what that says, looks like it might be French sounding or something. I don't know. The plow. Sounds like something from Star Trek. That's what I want to be using. And we're going to trench it in from this corner here, but not straight, because that tree I want to protect. So we're going to take a route going over by the back of the me-haul truck, just kind of away from the roots of this tree right here. And we're going to swing it back around, come between my new muffler for the F350 and the thing I was going to use. It's a 3-point hitch attachment for a 2-inch ball. Come straight up through here, and almost directly underneath the spigot you'll see another little electric box, and that's the electric box that goes over to the well way out front, and another little line goes over to this shed and gives it power to the shed. And we're going to come out right next to it with a 1-inch line. We got two 3/4-inch lines right there, and go down, go over towards the U-Haul truck, and then swing it around to the corner. That's what we're going to attempt to do. First, I got to start my son's tractor. I know the General Lee will start. My son's tractor, that's a different story. These are already the right shop colors, orange. I'm going to paint everything orange, including the me-haul truck, which is already partially orange, but when I get the fenders on, everything's going to be orange. Got a rock in it. What's going on with this? I think I got another one. I want to run over my extension cord. I guess I got to move these boards out of the way. sheet's floppy. Preheat ignition now. Okay, my son's tractor is stronger than a plow, so it must have sheared off a bolt. Take a look at it. Did something. I'm not sure what. I don't see anything broke. It's just got the one bolt that holds it in place. Oh no, it's got a shear bolt thingy right there. So I guess we got to get a sledgehammer, smack it around, whip it back into position and put another shear bolt in here or something. Or maybe it just never had one, I don't know. Oh yeah, it sheared it off. So we get that going. All right, see if we can't get this thing to swing back around, put another shear bolt in it.
I will spray a little looby dooby on it.
All right, I got this shear bolt fixed. I had to drive what was left of it out. Good looby dooby, and taking out the, loosening that one helped do the trick. And drove it out with a piece of rebar, what was left of the pin. This is a little bit harder steel, which I shouldn't do, but I'm going to try to take it easy on it and not let the machine pull as hard. There's a couple good size roots in there, and I don't want to hit any more big roots. There's one right up in here. I gotta look at this thing. There's one right up in here, another one. So I think I'm gonna hand dig around that one. So every time I hit it, I'm gonna lift the blade up, go over it, come down, and then come back and hand dig around it later. All right, let me do some more plowing. The tractor, that's not gonna work. It gets down about 12 inches. Does a good job getting down 12 inches. Gets down to where the blade is, excuse me, under the soil. But it won't go no deeper than that. All it'll do is tracks over to the next fresher ground and makes a big mess. So I tried swinging the tractor back and going back the other way. And now the trench is so soft and wide on the sides that the tires won't sit in the trench. So it's, or on the other side of the trench. It does great for 12 inches, not for 24. So what does that mean? Time to shovel. Time to get, I don't know, maybe I'll go rent me a trencher. It's probably what I should have did to begin with. I thank you, my son, but your plow's good, but it doesn't trench very well. Probably if it was skinnier and had a more narrow piece on it and had a wing on both sides rather than on one side, it would push the dirt out. But right now it's just going to one side, and what it does is swings the front tires out and allows the tractor not to trench anymore. So once it gets down into a certain depth, the tractor is trying to follow the edge of that blade, and once it gets deep, the tires are wanting to coming out and go over top of the trench. Ain't gonna work like that, so guess I'm digging, hand digging. I should make a video called This Old Man. Let me see if I can't find my proper hole digging tools. I went over this with my one video when I was digging out the, what's going on with this thing? Could be doing this only half a head. I went over this with when I was digging the footers on my garage, and having the proper hole digging tools. All right, so this is the proper hole digging tool, and a good digging bar. I got one right down there. I got 3 or 4 good digging bars. All right, so this one's a rigid. It's got the serrated teeth and also makes it strong. But what makes it a proper hole digging tool is, see these little ears? They're facing inside the shovel. When they face outside the shovel, it's like putting on the brakes when you shovel down. So you're going down into the ground, right? And it goes up, and if these tabs are facing the other way, it stops the shovel from going any deeper. It's very irritating. It's like enough to just take the shovel and smash into smithereens. Trust me, I know. Proper hole digging shovel, don't buy no shovels if these tabs are facing the other way. That's your tip for today with Pastor Bill. All right, let's dig some holes. 100-foot hole. Oh man, I'm going to be sore tonight. All right, I gave up on the tractor and I gave up on the hand digging. I didn't get far. I got it down there a little bit. I'd have to hand dig that part anyways. So what I did is I went down to Sunbelt Rental. And I rented me a machine. So I'll probably take it on over to Marshall Wallbash's house. I think he said he needed something done too. So let me get this done and I'll take it over there tomorrow morning and then take it back. Get it done. All right, not 10 minutes into trenching. The ground is real soft. And it was digging good, and I heard a pop, and I noticed a tread came off it. I called them up. They said, "Can you bring it back in the morning?" So this is what I got to do to get the machine back in the morning. I have to actually I got to do all this work on a rental machine. Not only that, the front drive hub for the chain was shaking. I noticed that right away. And you can see where it's been moving.
I mean, it seems to be tight now, but when it was operating, this one seems to be okay. In fact, it looks like it's a newer. And not only that, it was leaking hydraulic fluid. You can see there, hydraulic fluid leaking. Now, Sunbelt is a good company. But I know that they will charge you if they think the machine was abused. So I'm making this record here, literally less than 10 minutes worth of work. It's not my fault. So I'm gonna back it up a few more feet here, and then I'm gonna use baling wire to hold it together because I don't want to drive over top of the ratchet strap. And I didn't use their ratchet strap, so I don't want them to blame me for breaking that. All right, let me get this going here. So what I'm going to attempt to do is back the machine up enough where I can get the broken spot on flat. That way I'm going to use baling wire to hold the tread together. So I should be able to bail that together. That's tighter than it was. I swear to God, it's tighter than it was. All right. What I want to do is get it off to the center. Little redneck ingenuity. I had a floor grinder one time, and the floor grinder, the motor blew up. And they tried to charge me for the motor blowing up. I said, I just rented it from you. I checked the oil. Probably drill some holes in it. do is get it back up on the trailer.
All right, that's going to be it for this episode of Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. I ain't paying for that machine. They're going to have to give me a full refund and rent it again next week. Or have me another one to pick up tomorrow. And since I can't get my full 24 hours out of it, they need to compensate, if you know what I mean. The machine was working great other than the tread fell off it. And the tread just didn't fall off it broke. So I cleaned it all up. That way they ain't gonna charge me for it. But you can see I got it baling wire holding that tread back on. She's back on the trailer exactly the way I received her. I mean, it's a nice machine, but I guarantee you she's got her hours. And I can't be expected to
Oh, we got hours on this thing. 501 hours. Yeah, this machine has got a lot of hours on it. So I know 500 something hours. That's for a machine. That's a lot of hours. And this thing gets rented and tortured, and you can see where she's fell over on stuff. She's got dents in her and whiskey dents over here. Like I said, the drive hub was shaking. So they're gonna have to work with me, and they probably will. This is supposed to have a clamp on it right here, going up through here. So that means that these lines have been off it at one time before. Well, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When we return, we'll have a new machine and we'll trench these lines in. Oh man, what a day, what a day. First, the tractor just made a mess in the yard. It dug it. It got down 12 inches, but when you make your second pass, it moves over. It just wasn't the right tool. This was the right tool, but this machine is not doing very well. And pray for me when I go in there tomorrow morning, because I ain't paying for nothing. It cost me $500 to rent that machine.